Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Cob Diaries. Really hope you're all staying safe and well. In this video here, I am riding Polly in the bareback pad, and we just do some schooling and pop a few jumps at the end. And you will also see me take a little tumble in this video. It's slightly out of shot, and it wasn't anything to do with Polly, I just lost my balance. But it's still funny nonetheless. It's a shame really, it was the last jump that we were going to do before ending the session. She did really well. I didn't bother getting back on and trying again because we'd already done it several times. But she was a very good girl today. So we're just walking around making sure she's nice and warmed up. As you can see, it was a beautiful day. Change the rein. Trotting the other way. I'm giving her lots of fuss there. She's a good girl. It's so important just to stop and praise your horse. It's such an underrated or underthought thing. When your horse has done something you ask, just to tell them that they're good, just to stop and give them a pat. Otherwise they won't know why they bothered to do anything for you. Here we're going over the poles. from the screen there was doing over that jump. It's just out of shot, which is such a shame. But it was a good jump. And going over the tyres as well. She was just really, really good this day, just doing everything she was asked. And I think now is when I come off. Yeah, you can see I'm hanging on, and then I just kind of dropped to the floor onto my bottom. And Polly just looked down at me like, "Mother, what on earth are you doing down there?" But it was like I said, it was a funny thing. It wasn't anything serious. Here, me and Mini-Me are hacking out. I'm riding Pandora bareback, and she is riding Poppy. And would you believe it, I take a tumble in this one as well. I couldn't believe it, twice in one day. But again, it was another really, really funny one. So I will not give you any spoilers. And we had a nice long trot up through here. Pandora was not happy about going behind. And she wanted to go on the grass, so she moved over. And here we built up a nice lengthy trot. They started to have a little bit of a race, the two ponies. And now the Poppy's in front. Pandora was like, "What on earth's going on? What's she doesn't really understand." And here we squeezed through the gap. And me and Mini-Me were just debating whether Pandora would spook at some sheep. I said, "Don't be so silly, she's not going to spook at the sheep." This is what we were talking about here. And as it is, Pandora then spooked at the sheep, made me look like a right fool, and I fell off, landing on my bottom again. And we were just completely and absolutely wetting ourselves laughing. But I got back on. Luckily there were some big rocks where I could get on. And here Mini-Me is taking Poppy up to chase the sheep out of the way, because obviously as I'm bareback, if Pandora decides she wants to nap or whatever in mid-canter, I've got no chance, especially as she is so round. So yeah, then she comes back, and then we follow her on and have a little canter. Unfortunately, my camera battery actually died shortly after this clip. Pandora lost her ears. She shook her head and they were hanging round her neck, under her chin. But yeah, my camera cut out unfortunately. But it was a really good ride. We didn't have any more incidents after that. And here I'm doing some Liberty work with Myrna. She takes a lot of time to process things in her mind. That's why I was just standing with her at the beginning, just sort of, feeling her and just, working out when she was ready to go. And here she did a circle straight away at trot. She went a little bit away from me there, which is why I tried to bring her in. But the initial trot half a circle was great, so I'm not going to punish her for going away. I'm going to reward her for doing what was right and for coming back to me. And just doing some friendly game there, and trying on the other side. And she's staying in walk here, but that is fine. With Myrna, it's got to be her decision, otherwise she talks herself out of it almost and goes away and basically shuts down. So there I tried to get her to come towards me more, getting her to yield her hindquarters, and then continued on with the circle. And I'm not pushing for trot, although it would be easier to effectively teach her in trot. while I've not got the lead on, I don't want to ask too much of her, and there she did nearly a full circle. And now we're playing what I like to call the stick to me game. And changing sides. Now this has always been the side where she's been a lot more apprehensive, but today she was brilliant. She stayed with me, and I think that was one of the first times she'd stayed with me the first time without me having to touch her head collar or anything. Here we're going to trot over the poles. Oh, there was a butterfly. And again, trotting over the poles. Oh, she fell over, silly cow. Oh, she picked up the wrong leg there. So I'm just trying to tell her to change. There we go, and she does it correctly now. And the other foot. And now we're going sideways away from me, which again is difficult to do away from a fence, but Manna did actually really good there. She was relatively straight, not perfect, but she was pretty good. And her sideways towards me is pretty basic, pretty good. She could be a bit straighter. I think I asked her to go away from me again, yep. This was a lot better. She only went forward slightly, but her body remained straight, which was really, really nice. Now I'm asking her for the opposite way. Oh, I startled her then. She's such a sensitive horse. For such a big cob, she is so sensitive emotionally. It's very easy to upset her. And here, you see I was holding her head collar there. I'm not blowing fog into mirrors or anything, but she struggled to do it to start with, so I grabbed her head collar to help her start and then let it go when she got the idea. And as you can see, she carried on, and here I'm trying to get her hindquarters over more, but she did pretty good. She did really well. There we go, she came to me this time without me needing to touch her head collar. And then she stopped and I touched the head collar again just to help her start off. That's sometimes all she needs. It's almost like letting off the handbrake on your car. And there we go, getting her to come to me. And I put her back on the line to finish off, to do some circles with. I wanted her to do some canters, and with this we aren't ready for it at Liberty yet, so I just put her back on the line. There is no shame in putting a horse back on the line if they're getting confused, or if you're not ready to do that particular thing offline. There's no point confusing your horse trying to get them to do it at Liberty when they're not ready. All you're going to do is weaken the bond rather than strengthen it. And here we got a nice canter. It's actually a really nice canter for her left lead, considering it's her difficult side. And she picks up so easy for the right, it's unreal. and you can see she's comfortable to stay in it a lot longer, so I stopped her anyway because I don't want her doing too much that way. I want her to be picking it up on the other leg as well. And you see there, she picked it up straight away on that leg. It's just trying to keep her in it to strengthen her muscles. I really hope you enjoyed. If you did, please thumbs up, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.